Welcome to the Evening Update. I'm Emma Stig. Health officials are looking at blood tests and specific markers from cases around the world as they try to determine whether the death of a woman on the New South Wales Central Coast is linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine. The 48-year-old developed blood clots and died 5 days after receiving the jab. She did have an underlying health condition. Authorities are also looking into the death of a 66-year-old man 10 hours after he received the same vaccine. Meantime, Chief Medical Officer Professor Paul Kelly says there's no question about the importance of getting vaccinated. Professor Kelly says the risk of getting potentially deadly blood clots if you have coronavirus is significantly greater than if you have the vaccine.
For people that had COVID infection, they were 9 times more likely to get this CVST compared with those rates we now know from the AstraZeneca vaccine.
It will be up to the individual states and territories to decide whether vaccinated Australians are allowed to quarantine at home. The federal government says the move would allow people to return home from overseas more easily and would give people more options to travel overseas for funerals, business and family matters. Google is considering an appeal against a federal court ruling that found it partially misled some customers about the collection of location data. The tech giant failed to make it clear to its Android customers which setting needed to be switched off if they didn't want their location data shared. Authorities have revealed more than 800 buildings were damaged when tropical cyclone Saroja hit the West Australian coast. Prime Minister Scott Morrison visited affected areas on Friday afternoon as the damage bill is estimated to be over $200 million. And figures show a huge jump in the amount of money Australians are losing in scams. The ACCC says it's already reached $60 million in the past 3 months, which is up 73% on last year. In sport, surf star Mick Fanning's return to the sport has been delayed after organisers called a lay day on what was supposed to be the opening day of the World Surf Tour's Narrabeen Classic because of poor conditions. And Hawthorn forward Jonathan Patton has announced his retirement from the AFL to focus on his health and well-being. In entertainment news, J-Lo and A-Rod say they're better as friends after confirming their engagement is over. The pair will continue to work together on their shared businesses and projects. Justin Theroux has revealed he and ex-Jennifer Aniston are still close friends who call each other and text often. The pair split in 2018, but Theroux says he cherishes their friendship. And Prince Harry and Prince William will be separated by their cousin in the procession to the chapel for their grandfather Prince Phillip's funeral, with organisers trying to avoid any awkwardness between them. The service will be broadcast live here in the early hours of Sunday morning. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.